right, me. I got a question to ask you. I got the tape recorder rolling here. I want to ask you a question. Right, today on the Heaven's Metal podcast, we're going to look into the book Rock Stars on God, Volume 3. Today's proofreading day. Yep, I'm going through some proofreading, and one of the things that's frustrating is, I did Heaven's Metal and HM Magazine in print for 28 years, and during that time there was not a consistent standard for editing. Like one example would be like the 80s, the 90s, the 70s. I would write it 80'S. That's the 80s. But in reality, the apostrophe goes where you're cutting something out, like the 19 in 1980. So it's apostrophe 80 lowercase s. That wasn't consistent over time, but I'm making it consistent in the book. And another thing is like ellipses. And I'll show you some examples. Here we've got, we're doing the chapter proofreading. Today's proofreading day, and we're proofreading Sabotage. So this is an ellipse where you've got a discontinuation of thought, and then you've got an ellipse here where that's the end of a thought, but it trails off into nothing, or lyrically or. But this is an ellipse where it goes, cool, where it trails off, but it continues on with something else. So that is an example. Now I'm going to switch over to something kind of funny. I'll go over here to page 43 in the book. And this is an interview with Styx, Ricky Phillips, the bass player for Styx. And so I asked him the question that you've come to expect in all of these Rock Stars on God interviews. What do you think about Jesus Christ? Wow, what do I think of Jesus Christ? They used to call me the little preacher. And so here's an example of leaving that in there. I usually try to clean up somebody's language. Like if they use filler words like that a lot, I will edit them out. But when you ask them a killer question or like, are you going to go to a nuclear war with North Korea? Well, if somebody hesitates like that, that hesitation, those filler words are important. They add context to the story. So because of that, I leave them in here. So anyways, he opens up about Jesus. Used to be a little preacher when he was a kid. And then speaking of tolerance, I go into the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. That is the combination of questions I ask in all these interviews, because those are the two most important questions of the entire universe, probably. Who is Jesus is a super important question. He's the creator of all things. And the question, what do you think about religion, or what do you think about church? That might bring some baggage to it. But if you ask about who is Jesus, you're cutting through religious baggage. You're going straight to the point. And then his claims to be the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. That claim is amazing. He's claiming to be the only way. There's no other room for relative truth. This is it. And if it's not true, then he's a liar. Don't call him a good teacher, because good teachers don't lie. If he thinks he's the way, the truth, and the life, but he's not in reality, he's insane. He's crazy. He should be locked up and put away and kept safely away for his sake and everybody else's sake. And so he's a lunatic. And if this comment is true, then he is Lord. He is the way. He is the truth. He is the life. And so anyway, what's interesting here is the end of this paragraph. Ricky says, I don't understand that. How could that be? Oh my goodness. Here's a chance for Doug to follow up, and somebody's asking a question about the claims of Christ. Here's a chance to really witness. What does Doug say? What do you think has been the biggest breakthrough in musical gear in the last 5 or 10 years, and why? What? Why did Doug go here? Sometimes he presses in, sometimes he backs off. And look what Ricky says. Wow, that's a transition. Let's see, So wow. Look at that. That's kind of funny to me. And I want to show you another funny moment. Go over here to the interview with Phil Ehart, the drummer for Kansas. Great interview. And I asked him, how has Carrie Livgren's faith in Christ personally affected you? Not much. What does this mean? Maybe I should ask what this magazine is about. Maybe I should ask you what your point of view is, that you're coming from. Whoa, he's turning the tables here, and now he's interviewing me. So I answer the question. HM covers Christian music, and every issue we deviate from this formula. Talk to a band like Queensryche or Megadeth or Morbid Angel. It doesn't fit, and that's what we do in every issue. And in Kansas in particular is unique because it had the Christianity invade the band and yada yada. And he's like, I was hoping this would be about the new record, not about Carrie, and not about Steve, not about the past. I was hoping this would have something to do with. Well, I would like to maybe do 50% about the new record, which I think would be a huge chunk in a 3 or 4 page story. Okay, we'll try it. And there's no expectations. I'm not trying to fit you into any particular kind of box. Okay, I do want to talk about the record because, like I said, I really love it. Okay, well, great. And then I say, okay, well, jumping back to the question, how do you feel about Christ in general? So it's almost like we agree not to talk about Jesus for a while. And then I come back with, okay, jumping back to the question, how do you feel about Christ in general? And what is this for exactly? This has to do with Kansas. I don't know what that has to do with Kansas. I mean, that's what this interview is supposed to be about, is Kansas. Am I correct? So, anyway, I'm having fun proofreading and rereading these interviews from the past, and just thought I'd share some fun moments with you. So join the discussion, okay?